Hey guys, today I'll be counting down my top 6 roller coasters at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Now, the reason why I'm doing a top 6 is because I have not ridden InvadR. I don't think I'll ever get to ride InvadR anytime soon. I went in April 2016 before InvadR even existed. And I didn't even ride a kiddie coaster, so for good old time's sake, I'm just doing top 6. This will be based off what the credits I have. Oh, number 6 coaster, Loch Ness Monster. Now, this ride blew my mind. Now, I didn't think it would really be this good, but it was insanely smooth. The smoothness just shocked me. I'm like, how am I not getting any head banging? It's nearly 40 years old, for frick's sake. Just, oh my goodness, this thing just blows my mind. I mean, it's not really intense at all, but I love this coaster. Call me crazy, it's a very unpopular opinion, but I think this is probably the most underrated roller coaster I've ridden. It's just, I love Loch Ness Monster, and if I go to Busch Gardens Williamsburg again, I definitely would ride this again. Same with InvadR, which I've never done InvadR. I need to get back to this park again so I can ride everything. I loved all the coasters I rode that day, and I'm pretty sure I'd love InvadR. And I love this ride. Anyways, let's move on to number 5 is Verbolten. And yes, I think Verbolten's just a slightly better experience because it is by far more intense than Loch Ness Monster. Heck, this thing made me nearly black out during one part, which is at Helix. I felt like I was gonna pass out at that point because the G's were insane at that point. But yeah, this ride is just really intense. Not like top 10 for most intense coasters I've ridden, but definitely in the top 15. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I still think Scorpion's probably the most intense family coaster, but this thing is, like, without a doubt one of the best family coasters out there. Probably my second favorite family coaster, only behind Cheetah Hunt. But I mean, I like this better than like Expedition Everest and stuff. But this ride is just really enjoyable. I mean, it's not perfect. Like, yes, the smoothness really disappointed me. This thing, this has actually had some very rough moments, and it's kind of rough in general. It's just, it really had a pretty bad rattle. I'm like, why is this shaking? I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, that disappointed me. But the intensity blew my mind. I'm like, I did not expect it to be that intense. Also, that free fall drop. Oh my goodness, that free fall drop was so awesome. Like, I expected it to be just like a normal free fall, like you see on drop towers. It was the exact opposite. It ejected me out of my seat. It was incredible. That is like one of my favorite coaster moments ever. That was incredible. Also, that drop's really cool. The ending is like Big Bad Wolf, which I never got to ride Big Bad Wolf. I only visited Busch Gardens Williamsburg once. But this ride was just a lot of fun, and I love this coaster. Also, the theming is incredible. Number 4 is going to be a super unpopular opinion, Tempesto. And this is actually my favorite coaster that I've ridden that's not a B&M. This is right now my number 14 roller coaster. All the coasters that are higher in my rankings are all B&M, surprisingly. I haven't ridden any like intimate, like incredible intimates like Storm Runner, Sky Rush, Maverick, Millennium Force, Bizarro. I haven't ridden any of those coasters. I need to get on more Intamins. But still, even if I go to a new park, I'll definitely ride B&Ms to get the credit. But still, I need to ride some more world-class Intamins. I mean, Chariot kind of is world-class, but nothing like Maverick style. Or Intimidator 305. That's another coaster I need to get on, too, is Intimidator 305, so I can black out. But this thing is really awesome. Now, a lot of people don't like this coaster not because it's rough. This thing is glossy smooth. Yeah, it's glossy smooth. It is not rough by any means. No rattle, no shake, it's nothing. Yeah, good thing, because it is open 2015. But anyways, this thing, the reason why people don't like it is the restraints. It really triggers the crap out of people with these restraints. Like the other models have lap bars, this thing has over-the-shoulder restraints. This is the only kind of this is the only like Skyrocket Tomb I've ridden. I haven't ridden like Superman Ultimate Flight or Six Flags Discovery Kingdom or what I don't know, forgot the other one. But anyways, I've ridden that, but I've only done this one. But of the time that I rode it, I loved it. The hang time you got was insane. That's what my thing with this that I love. There's one inversion on it where you like it feels like you're in slow motion. It is seriously awesome. That's like one of my favorite coaster inversions. And also just you're also right next to a polished chariot. And it's just there's so many reasons why I love this coaster. I mean, I don't like the non-vertically openness as much as Rip Ride Rockets, but still a coaster that I will never forget riding. And now with the top three, and these are the B&Ms. This is Griffin. This ride is awesome. This ride has my favorite drop of any coaster I've ridden. Better than Sheikah's drop and Fury 325's drop. I mean, Sheikah is like insanely close to this drop, but however, I just think this is a slightly better drop because you feel a lot taller. It feels a lot like the hanging feels a lot steeper. Yeah, it's also like one of the smoothest coasters ever. And just I love Griffin. There's a lot of reasons why I love it. I mean, still not the most intense coaster. I still think Sheikah is just a little more intense. But I mean, I also like Sheikah better because it has a tunnel dive. But this is just a really awesome ride. It's fantastic. It's not in my top 10, but it is like definitely my number 11 roller coaster. I love Griffin. The number 2 coaster is going to trigger a lot of people. I know, this is a real unpopular opinion. Alpengeist. This ride I thought was amazing. This is a fantastic roller coaster. Now, you fall into 2 different categories. You're someone who loves this ride, or you're someone who hates it. However, I'm in the first category. I love this roller coaster. It's really tense, actually. I'm not gonna lie. It's really forceful. I was expecting it to be like, oh, this is gonna suck. But I rode it, and it blew my mind. This thing. Easily, like, really intense. The Cobra Roll. I was expecting it to be painful. That was actually enjoyable. That Cobra Roll, you had so much whip. It's awesome. I mean, still not the best Cobra Roll, but I still by far prefer over Hungarian Hardtail's Cobra Roll. Cobra Roll Hungarian Hardtail is just nasty. This is not nasty at all. I mean, a transition to the brake run could be a bit better. It's rough. That transition, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty rough. However, I mean, it's also not the smoothest coaster still. I mean, definitely has a rattle to it. But I mean, I don't really get much headbanging at all. But this ride is just one of my all-time favorites. And our number 1 coaster is in my top 5 and is my favorite coaster in the park. Apollo's Chariot. It might be my least favorite B&M hyper coaster, but this thing is incredible. They'll drop one of my favorite drops. You drop in 210 feet into a subterranean area. However, the reason why it's my least favorite B&M hyper is because the airtime, it's sluggish. The first 2 airtime mills are sluggish. It gets better later on the ride. Like, the airtime mills after mid-course brake run are by far better. You get some serious float airtime after the mid-course brake run. But before then, it's still pretty good. However, it just, like, first time riding I thought it was super surreal. Like, I remember one time during, like, the final airtime hill, I didn't expect it all. It just, like, surprised the heck out of me. I'm like, what the frick? But this ride is just, I love this coaster. It's in my top 5. Currently now my number 4 coaster. Only behind Intimidator, Mako, and Fury 325. But this thing, definitely my favorite coaster in the park. By far. That is it for this coaster countdown. What are your favorites? I want to know. See you all next time. Don't forget to subscribe.